let me begin by asking you to comment on what our Director of National Intelligence, Avril Haines, said in testimony on Tuesday. She spoke of the war in Ukraine as developing into a war of attrition. You said something a little different this week. You said that you thought that Putin, in the long run in this war, has lost. And I want to ask you whether there's any difference of opinion, an assessment between you and our Chief of Intelligence, Avril Haines.
Well, what I was saying about Putin in the long run was actually caveated by saying whatever happens in the Ukrainian war, in the long run, Putin has lost because he started this before he chose to invade. He started with a Russia of a certain size and reputation and position in the world. And whatever happens, Russia is now lesser, not greater. His armed forces have been exposed as not being invincible. They are currently being worn out, and it'll take years to get them back to where they were. He's predominantly isolated from the West. The level of sort of isolation from big and small countries in Europe and across the Atlantic, United States, Canada, even places like Qatar and South Korea and Australia have been very strident in their opposition. So he is more isolated, lesser country. Russia now facing huge sanctions, punitive sanctions that aren't going to really go away anytime soon. So his economy is going to be lesser, and he is going to potentially spend the rest of his 10 years or however long he stays in power as a more diminished a leader of a more diminished country. And I think the West should recognize that at one level he has already lost.